Something's going on. I can smell it.
Yes, it's a very distinct smell. It's a smell of bullshit.
Merry meeting, welcome back to Delos, everybody. I'm Tony, and
I am Salsa. Last week we learned about the ram, but this is the week of the bull. Taurus, spotlight is on you.
foodies and hoarders are probably the first thing that come to mind when you think of Taurus. I mean, at least I do. But there's, of course, more to you than meets the eye, Taurus, isn't there?
How the tables of stalking have turned on us, Taurus.
I'm getting real sick of this whole stalking thing. I don't want to do this.
So Aries is notoriously brave and daring, but Taurus has a unique ability that puts them apart from the rest of the zodiac: patience. Taurus oftentimes comes across as delicate and kind, softly spoken and even-tempered, but beneath the controlled facade lies a very emotional and gentle heart. Their stubbornness is legendary, and unlike Aries, which is about conquest, Taurus is focused on cultivation instead. Taurus is the most stubborn of the zodiac, and yet arguably the most patient. Their motto is slow and steady wins the race. They may take longer than the fire sign counterparts, but their lasting dedication often allows them to endure and persevere.
Mars is the planet of aggression and dominance, but Taurus is ruled by the goddess of love herself, Venus, the planet of sensuality, grace, and beauty. Taurus often I've seen has an effortless kind of beauty, and believe it or not, can be bleeding hearts with beautiful voices. Since Taurus rules the throat, there's no better face for Taurus than Adele, which also confirms my theory of them being stalkers.
I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over.
The tarot card, the Empress, represents Venus and is associated with the constellation of Taurus. Taurus is the sign of worldly pleasures, and as children of Venus so often love to indulge, Taurus is no exception to this. Taurus loves to stop and smell the flowers and enjoy the life's many carnal desires. Highly sensual, their appetite for sex often outweighs their love of food. That's because Taurus is all about the body and touch. Taurus enjoys having the senses pleased.
And don't underestimate the importance of body language.
Like their Earth sign counterparts, Taurus hates sudden changes and tend to be sensitive towards criticisms, especially from those closest to them. They tend to linger on emotions and hold on to things, but that just comes from a sense of caring. As I've watched Taurus over the years, I've noticed how intensely they can love, and how territorial of a nature I think that can even go head to head with Leo. Taurus thinks in terms of ownership and tends to also see even people as being their possessions or things. This is just a call to the very mantra of Taurus itself, which is, I have.
Reliable, patient, practical, and hopelessly devoted, Taurus always makes a faithful and good friend and lover, because they're so committed. And although they can be incredibly patient, once you piss them off, well, there's no stopping the bull rush. In fact, the rage of the bull is so legendary, it inspired countless stories, including one of my favorites, the wandering bull. Long ago lived a powerful bull named Ceres, whose rage ravished and destroyed villages. Although not an immortal, his massive strength and force alone led everyone to believe he was divine. His wrath was relentless, and no man could ever tame the beast. Until one day, the wandering bull found himself face to face with the floral queen of the underworld herself, Persephone. The very presence of the goddess soothed the great beast, and to the bull, the goddess taught patience. It is said that to this very day, when Persephone rises from the underworld to bring the spring, so too does the bull. And when the goddess returns to the hands of cold Pluto, the bull returns to its place in the sky as the constellation of Taurus. Tears, fireworks, confetti everywhere.
Taurus is a fixed sign, making them consistent forces. Fixed signs are associated with determination, stability, and persistence. However, they can be unyielding and opinionated. I've noticed fixed signs can be very concerned with values and find security through routine. Sudden changes of plans or in their lives often bring about aggression in Taurus. Like Virgo, they love their routine. A notable example of Taurus's unwavering diligence is Her Royal Highness the Empress Maria Theresa of Austria. She reformed the government after suffering a major loss, but most notably, the Empress is most known for taking part in the 7-Year War. If anyone has the endurance to fight a 7-year-long war, it's Taurus. Their pettiness endures. The season of Taurus actually ushers in one of the major Sabbats in the Witch's Wheel of the Year, Beltane. Beltane was an ancient fertility rite when the goddess and the god consummated their love, thus the blooming of spring. Taurus is born right around the time of a worldwide copulation season, and there's nothing more romantic thing you can say to a Taurus than Netflix and chill. The May Queen that emerges at the very height of spring is Taurus, literally Venus on Earth, indulging in all her worldly pleasures. Eating and fucking, Taurus's two favorite pastimes. I held my tongue and I said nothing but nice things about you guys.
That's okay. When we get to Libra, we can learn all about being fickle.
See, I think when I got to, throw some shade at myself. Taurus, if you've been too lazy to watch your monthly video, go ahead and check out your little monthly gift for you.
Next week, you should be broken up into two parts since Gemini is basically two people.
Gemini, next week the focus is on you, and we hope it is your prettier face.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Alrighty, and on that note, everybody, merry meet,
Merry part,
and merry meet again.